Hi, hello everyone. So this is Dwitimaya Sahoo, and he was one of my students, and today he's going to share some of his valuable knowledge on how one can prepare for the exams he has cracked, and also he got into CMI, and now he's going abroad for his studies. So he can also share his knowledge on how one can also go abroad and study if one wants to. And talking about some of his accomplishments, so he cleared RMO in the year 2020, selected to present India at Harvard MIT Math Tournament in February 2023, two-time qualifier in National Standard Exam in Junior Science, and presented by Homiwawa Center for Science Education. INAO Junior Qualifier, invited to OCSC, HBCSE, NCSM, and BITM. Distinction in Euclid Contest, Center for Education in Mathematics and Computing in University of Waterloo, and also selected for AIME after AMC 12. So yeah, so I would like him to start and tell you, like, first you can like address the school students, that how one can like prepare for AIM, how one can go for AMC, AIME, and all these Olympiad things. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, hi everyone, Dwitimaya here. So that was, I would say, a very long introduction. But coming to you guys, uh, coming to actually my journey, I wasn't that much focused in examinations. Like I was focused on just doing. I was good at it. The school math was actually easy peasy for me. And then in seventh grade, I actually started, actually, I'd say sixth grade, I started doing a bit of advanced mathematics. So one of my friends actually suggested the pre-college book. This is, I would say, your Bible for starting out in mathematics. So do as much as you can. Uh, so after that, I moved on to more advanced books, and it was not until ninth grade I got more focused on examination. Like it was actually eighth grade when I first qualified Junior Mathematics Olympiad, which is conducted in Odisha. After that, I got qualified for PRMO in ninth grade, RMO in 10th grade, I think, and IOQM in 11th grade because there was no more RMO in 11th grade in my time. So after that, there were, of course, entrance examinations, got qualified for NTSC as well. And then there was the ultimate for you guys, I think, ISI and CMI. So yeah, I cracked CMI, but I got disqualified in this round. So I think interview didn't go that well. But yeah, so I ended up in CMI then. So I
Okay,
think
so
that's a
how
brief
was
journey.
CMI like the first year?
So CMI actually gives a talk to you at first because it gives a real life glimpse of what you are about to go into. So yes, you are interested in maths and school level, but then you actually see these eminent professors, few from Rochester, UPenn, MIT, Caltech, from everywhere, and you get to hear their experiences and see what their career has been. So there was this professor actually from IMSC. He was a physics professor, not in maths. Got a PS. Had a very sophisticated life actually. Sophisticated uh, as in he led a very fantastic life. He just passed away a few days ago, so just wanted to mention him. And I attended one of his lectures, and he had a PhD from University of Chicago,
What
and
was
he
his
had
name?
uh n- I I can't exactly for remember his name, but he just passed away a few days ago. I am mentioning him because he had a profound depth of knowledge and had based an impression upon me, as in the research what he did. both in maths and physics. So he after his PhD, he moved to Madras University and then to IMSA in Chennai, and he had raised his knowledge upon many of us fellows. So yeah, so you would actually get many teachers there who I would say all everyone has their favorite. He was my favorite, but you would get your favorite too. Uh, so these experiences have actually influenced my decision. So decisions as in what elective to take or what journey of mathematics to take on. As in, you get into CMI and you get, okay, there are very divergent paths in there. So someone's going into topology, someone going to analysis, someone's interested in combinatorics, and someone's just purely interested in CS because CS is good as well in CMI. So yeah, so first you really get a talk, then you get acquainted in CMI. So just mid-terms then, and apart from that, the seniors and professors are very friendly. As in, you'd say, okay, I don't understand this. They would actually give in their personal time to make us understand. So that's quite an experience I had at CMI.
Okay, so I mean, are you allowed to go for lectures in IMSC or IIT Madras?
Yes, yes. For IMSC, there's no restriction. We can just directly go and sit in. So no one just says anything. For IIT Madras, things have got a bit strict. We have to get permission from professors before going in, and we have to show the slip. So yeah.
Okay, and for this year, who will be getting into CMI? Do you have anything like to advise them regarding admission or any hostel life or anything regarding that?
Well, about hostel life, I would say the campus is pretty small, like 5 acres, I suppose, and football matches and volleyball matches are plenty here. Like they have tournaments here. So apart from that, you can go for gym or there's indoor table tennis and basketball. But bas- they don't prefer much basketball here.
Okay.
So your campus life will be just fine. But I would say your academics and research work would overshadow your campus life, as in that's the core part of CMI. You'd see anyone at night just studying. The library would always be occupied. Like you'd go at 3 in night or 4 in night, and it will have few students. And the food is really good, as in it's not like the typical South Asian cuisine. It's a bit mixed. Apart from that, the mess actually stays open till 2 a.m. because students prefer to study late at night. So that's the talk you would get, unlike other institutions.
Okay, and what about the internet? So, internet connection is good.
Yeah, internet is just fine. Not too fast, not too slow. So it's fine.
Okay, and so there's a lot of pressure, like studying pressure, as you just said.
Yes, you will face a bit of pressure there, studying pressure. So you have to manage that. But apart from that, everything will be just fine.
Okay,
But I would say that if you are really, really interested in maths or computer science, then only go to CMI. Don't go to CMI. Okay, we have gotten. Let's just experience what it offers. So you got to have a preset mindset, as in, okay, I have to be good in maths and good in CS, because there will be no point in going to prestigious institution like CMI and just giving a half-assed try in studies. So that's a really important point,
yeah, right.
because I have seen some leaving CMI after they get the talk and say, okay, we were not in depth with mathematics with this much, so they actually preferred somewhere else. Like some went to IASC, some went to Triple IT. So I've seen some students leaving after that because they have discovered that okay, our interests don't align with CMI.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, and all these exams that you have cracked in your high school during your high school, so just can you like briefly tell the students, the high school students, like what are the main exams they can go for and how they can prepare for it, or even how can they prepare for CMI and so on?
So the main exam you should have in mind is the PRMO, RMO, IUPM. I don't know what's the structure nowadays, but it changed quite a lot during COVID. So that's the main focus. In my time, PRMO, RMO, INMO, then OCSC, and
Yeah, now
ultimately
it also started like from this year again, it would be IOQM, then RMO, and then INMO.
okay. So when IUPM started, RMO was not there actually directly in my guess. But yeah, that should be the main focus during your high school days. Apart from that, there are a few others like AMC, which is the preliminary contest to actually get into USA's IMO team. Of course, as Indian citizens, we can't get in, but we can qualify. There are two stages like AMC and AIME. So we are allowed up to that stage. Apart from those, there's University of Waterloo's contest, and there are a few others. But preparation, I won't say there's a definite preparation level for that. You just pick out a subject like combinatorics. You start from the basic and go to advanced level. So, like let's say the advanced level in combinatorics is this book,
Right.
Principles and Techniques. So this will be a Bible for combinatorics, even in IMO stages, I think. So there are few levels of that. You just keep on studying those levels, qualifying those tests. So you'd eventually get good at these examinations.
Okay. And now where are you going and what's the reason and like how one can go there?
So I am going to Paris Saclay in Paris for the next 2 years. Uh, so then after that, I spent my third and fourth year at McGill University in Canada. It's a joint program actually.
Okay.
So the reason for that may be because after CMI missed the experimental work. So in my high school stages, I quite did some experimental projects. Like I designed a CubeSat satellite. It's a small unit satellite. So I built that and launched it to an organization. Apart from that, there were a few physics experimental contests like IYPT I was involved in. And so the reason for me won't be because I'd say that I lost interest in maths because maths is still a primary interest for me. But along with maths, I realized I had a few major interests. So experimental physics was one of them, and electrical engineering because I had some experience with Arduino and Raspberry and all that. So that was a major interest. So in this program, actually, the first 2 years I get to study natural sciences, and in third and fourth year I get to specialize in an engineering program. So fortunately, I got full tuition scholarship. Otherwise, I won't have been able to afford it. But so the maths would be the same because I can still pursue mathematics. And Paris Saclay is the topmost in world in mathematics, I think, according to some ranking. So that's good, I guess. So I can still pursue mathematics, but other than that, I can still pursue some divergent paths and let's say physics or electrical engineering. So I will be free to choose my elective major. Unlike in CMI where you can only pursue maths and CS or maths and physics. You can take electives in the opposing subjects, as in if you are enrolled in maths and physics, you can take your electives in CS, but that won't be recognized when you are going to the MS or PhD or directly for the job. So the only the majors which will be written in certificate will be recognized. So I would say that. But apart from that, a lot of the work is theoretical in CMI. So I won't say the labs are good at CMI. Okay, CS lab is just a basic computer lab with Linux installed on it, and physics lab is not that good, I guess. But that is one of the reasons I am moving to Paris in September 2020.
Okay. And what are all the options the students have? Like, if they wants to go abroad, like you, and what are the various options and how they can go for it? Like, how they can, I mean, apply for those.
So there are a bit of broad options. You can directly transfer, as in you complete 1 year of study at CMI and transfer to directly the second year of the intended university, or you can just start fresh from beginning. So for me, I'm starting fresh because there isn't a transfer option in France, but that won't matter much because it just gets my academics and majors I want. So apart from that, in US, transfer options are plentiful, but if you don't have any issues in finances or you do not have a problem with not getting financial aid or scholarship, there are plentiful universities you can transfer to. Northwestern or University of Washington, uh, few elite universities like Caltech or Princeton or MIT, but they hardly taking transfer students from international institutions, I guess. The last time someone transferred from CMI to MIT was in 2010. He completed his first year and continued second year from MIT. Uh, Few have transferred from IISc as well. This is primarily for US institutions. So uh, if you don't have any problems with scholarships or financial aid, you can transfer. But there are a few grant scholarships available for transfer students, but there isn't as many as for displacement students. So actually, you can write off your 1 year at CMI as a gap year, as in you can write that as experience and start fresh in this university. This I'm telling this because the scholarship and aid opportunities are more for this, particularly for US institutions. Then there are UK universities like Oxford or Cambridge. You have to start fresh. They don't have transfer options there also, like France. So uh, they do have few scholarship opportunities, and I won't say that many as in US, but there is a slight possibility of getting some relaxation in finances. So US is actually you apply to US universities through two major apps. There's Common App and there's Square. I think I don't know the second one what is called. SCOIR, I guess. So mostly students prefer the Common App because it's easier. So I guess that's why. And you have a limit of 20 universities to apply to. But apart from your academics and extracurriculars, you also have to take help from your school counselors because they will write your recommendation letters along with your school teachers who have taught you earlier. They also have to write, I think, two recommendation letters. So one for counselor and two for school teachers. Uh, Unlike the Common App in UK, the UCAS is used for college admissions. in that only one recommendation is required from your counselor, and you have a limit of 5 universities to apply to. You have to select which one, and you can't apply Oxford and Cambridge at the same time. Like in a particular year, you have to choose between those two, because they have a lot of applications coming into both these universities. So to lessen the load, they have actually they done a mutual agreement to let students be able to select only one university in a particular year to get into. So that's for US and UK. Now coming to Canada, you you can easily get into Canadian universities. Like their acceptance rates are high, but there isn't as many scholarship opportunities in them as compared to US. So in US, and acceptance is difficult, but if you get in, you will easily get scholarship. But in Canada, you will get in, but scholarship opportunities are few. So it's just the opposite of each other. So that's that. And there are a few joint degree programs like the one I'm going into, France and Canadian joint degree. So 2 years in France and then 2 years in Canada. You will find only a few of them. There's one in Italy. This has three joint institutions. Uh, I don't remember all of them. I think uh, Bocconi in Italy, USC in US, and SKUSC in Hong Kong. So you will find quite a few of these. Uh, but then I think that covers all. Yes, but then coming to France, there are only three degrees in France which are taught in English, and Indian students can get into. I'm talking about the undergraduate degrees. So there's one at École Polytechnique in France, which has a BSc in Math plus Physics, Math plus Economics, and Math plus Computer Science. So that's jointly administered. This structure is a bit like CMI. So, like I said, I wanted to explore other paths. You won't be able to do that at EPOL. It's just like CMI. So that's a good institution, and its ranking is quite high. Its programs are also good. So there's that, and there's Central Suclec at the Paris Saclay, which I'm going into. That's the second one. And third one, I guess it's not in sciences. I think it's a business degree at Paris Saclay. So these three are the undergraduate degrees Indian students can go into in France. So I guess I covered four countries. So yeah.
So you have to apply individually to these colleges, or is there any common?
No, do you have in US you have to individually apply, but the counselor recommendation and teacher recommendation you have just have to ask only once. Also in UCAS in UK, so you just have to ask once, but then you have to fill in different columns for different universities. Like they ask for essays, and you have to write each different essay or unique essay for each universities. In UCAS, you just have to write one 650 word common essay for all five universities. And in Canada, then again, you have to write individually for all. There's one common platform, I guess, but there are also individual platforms for each colleges. You can prefer which one costs less. You you can find this all in the web. Then in France, you have to apply individually. Like there's no common platform to apply, I guess.
And any exam score or something, any particular exam you have to give, and the score you have to
Uh,
submit.
yes, so in US, you have to give SAT or ACT. These are math plus English pro test, like divided in two parts. So, and that is for the SAT. In SAT, it's divided into four parts. So you can give both. just one, but you have to get a good score. Good score in SAT would be of 1500 plus out of 1600, and a good score in ACT would be 33 or 34 out of 36. So these are like the entrance test as compared to Indian institutions. But from apart from that, you also have to show that you have the proficiency in English to be able to study. So you have to give one of the two tests, IELTS or TOEFL. IELTS costs less, I guess, and you can easily send scores to universities. Like score reports are free for IELTS after giving the exam, and then there's certain fee like 1,000 rupees per report. So I would say to give IELTS. So these are for US universities. Now for France, you don't have to give SAT or SAT, any such examination, but you do have to complete the proficiency test, like I said, IELTS or TOEFL. That remains common for all, I think. US, UK, France, and Canada. You have to show them English proficiency. And SAT or SAT, I think used in UK. That's optional, I guess. You can also show your school mark sheet and also in Canada as well. But it's optional in US too, but I would recommend to give it because they actually do factor in these test reports of SAT and ACT.
Okay. So, fine. So, I think we have discussed most of the things. So, maybe we can share the important links in the description, so that one can go and check them out. And yeah, so I guess we are done here. So, yeah, thanks, Dwitimay, for sharing all the knowledge. And
Thank you, sir. It was good to see you after so long.
yeah, so yeah, so thanks everyone. Yeah, bye.
Thank you. Bye.
In the next one.